Recently, we completed Monkey Madness 2 and While Guthix Sleeps. At the end of Monkey Madness 2, however, we lost our Slayer Master Neve, and in her place now is Steve. I'm not going to be using him as a Slayer Master, I don't think. We're either going to be going to Duradel or Konar. However, we're still going to be in the middle of Turiel boosting. We're currently sitting at 187 points, and there's just a couple of more things I want to unlock or extend. Not only did we lose Neve after Monkey Madness 2, but after While Guthix Sleeps, we actually lost Turiel, and now we have Aya. So it's no longer Turiel boosting, it's Aya boosting. We're here at Shallow Village picking up our 280th task, and like I said before, Aya replaced Turiel, and likewise, Kuradel has replaced Duradel. What's our task going to be? 5 Rune Dragons? I have done one Rune Dragon task on this account before, and it was a bit of a pain. This time around, I think I'm going to try and use a Tumikin's Shadow. Last time, I tried to fang it and melee it like normal, but I was taking so much damage. Throughout our Slayer grind so far, we've been using the Blade of Saildor, and sometimes the Scythe of Vitter on occasion. The Scythe is better in some instances, and most of all, it's just fun to use, so I've been using it. However, it has been uncharged. Now, on something like Greater Demons, it being a 3x3, even an uncharged Scythe is actually better than using the Blade. So that's just one example of where I've been using the Scythe, but it's never been charged, right? But now it is. We made our way over to the Theater of Blood Bank. I actually had to run over here as I've yet to do the quest line to give me the TP here. But I decided it was worth it. We just picked up a Monkey's task. We're still Turiel boosting here. And I began doing this task, but then I realized Demonic Gorillas should work with this Slayer task. So charged up the Scythe and let's go gear up for our first time at Demonic Gorillas. Alright, now before anybody questions it, I know an Arclight or an Emberlight is best in slot, but we're using the Scythe for the content. We're wearing the Eclipse top and bottom as well because we're going to be ranging with the Eclipse Atlatl. This is a very interesting combination of gear, can't say I've ever used this before. Unfortunately, this is just going to be a small task. Hopefully we pick up an actual Black Demons task in the future. Here we are, looks like there are some other people here as well, and I haven't been back to Demonic since they've made those changes. Now during our Monkey Madness 2 progress, I did talk about how they changed the aggressiveness, or rather removed the aggressiveness of the Demonic Gorillas, and now they're no longer aggressive. Bit strange, but it is a quality of life thing, I guess. First KC, we get Javelin Shafts. We're not picking up those ashes, we're not scattering them, we're not trying to get any prayer exp. There's actually a decent amount of people here. I might have to hop worlds. Why are there so many people here? Using these two weapons is actually very convenient because they're both two-hand weapons, so I'm able to just cape swap and weapon swap. Nice and easy. Inventory stays the same. Since we've already made our way to Demonics, let's go ahead and talk about Zenyte Shards. So we're going to need 4 of them. 1 for the Tormented Bracelet, Ring of Suffering, the Necklace of Anguish, and the Amulet of Torture, which in the future we can actually upgrade to the Amulet of Rancor. But 4 Zenyte Shards, and the drop rate is 1 in 300 from these Demonic Gorillas. I believe you can actually get one from Tortured Gorillas as well, but the drop rate is much higher on those, so not worth doing at all. We're going to need 4 of these, so in theory we're looking at 1.2 KKC, but as we all know, that's not really how it works. So I am using the Eclipse Atlatl, and while I do have a T-bow, obviously from Wait For It, that I could use as best in slot, I don't know. I just want to make use of the Eclipse Atlatl. We were using this during the While Guthix Sleeps quest, and I realized I haven't really used this all that much. So, given this opportunity to do so, these things don't seem that bad here. And on another note, you don't have to do Demonic Gorillas on task. However, we're going to try to do so just to motivate ourselves to continue doing Slayer, and the damage boost while we're on Demonics can be nice too. But I guess if we're in dire straits and we want to move on, we might choose to come here and just camp them off task. But we'll see. That is a conversation for another day. Actually, now that I think about it, we also do have a blowpipe that we actually got in name on this account, but I don't think I've pulled that weapon out since we've gotten it from Zulrah, so Eclipse Atlatl it is. I just had to bank and came back to finish up 5 more KC for this task, and I realized I didn't bring any food with me, so bit of a wasted effort here. We could potentially lock in here and not need any food at all, but there is an RNG element to it. We'll just have to see what happens. Okay, we managed to clear out that one demonic, but we're on the brink of death here. Let's TP out of here. I actually chanced one hit, sitting at 19 health. A bit annoying because now I'm TPing out, re-gearing, or resupplying just to get 2 more KC. But if it isn't, the consequences of my own actions, or rather inaction. Just finished up that monkey's task. Unfortunately, no collection logs from demonics. Back to Aya here, pick up the next task. Boring old cave crawlers. Okay, so this is back to regular scheduled programming up until the next interesting task. Our next Curdell task is worms. Now, last time we were doing a worms task, we were using a fang, which is really good. But this time around, since we charged the scythe, I'm going to go ahead and use it. Now, I know using a scythe for these Slayer tasks is very expensive, but to be honest, it's not that big of a deal for me because, as you may know or may not know, whenever we're on this account, we are also on the other account for the most part as well. And one of the main things we do on Wait For It while we're actively playing 416 Hero is blood rune crafting. And we have plenty of Tob and hard mode Tob KC, meaning we have plenty of blood vials. So, as weird as it sounds, I really don't mind using scythe charges, and it's not as expensive as you may think. Also, Slayer honestly kind of sucks in my opinion, so we gotta make it as fun as we can. Back at Aya here, and we're just about to pick up another Slayer task. But first, we gotta hit the shop real quick and get some unlocks, spend our points. So, under unlocks, actually, we're going to want Gargoyle Smasher, so let's go ahead and get that right now. I was going to delay it, but we might as well get it now, but we're not 75 Slayer yet. We can't even fight Gargoyles if we wanted to. I think we're going to want Hot Stuff. That is going to be for Fight Caves or Zuck, so maybe some more of those in the future. We got 462 points left. Down here, I think we're done with unlocks for now. Maybe in the future we're going to want a Slayer helmet recolored, but for right now, we don't even have any of those available. Going into the extend section, we already unlocked or extended Greater Demons and Black Demons previously in preparation for our grinds. Blood Velds we're going to leave alone. Dust Devils we do want to extend, that's good EXP. Necrals as well. And kind of sitting on the fence here with Abbey Demons. I'm not too sure. You know what? We're going to leave that for now. We're not anywhere close to 85 Slayer, so we still have time to think on that. Araxor, this is even further away, but this one's a no-brainer to me. And yeah, we just spent 500 points. Now, with that being said, I think we could move on to just Turiel skipping. Difference between Turiel skipping and boosting is that boosting, you're doing 9 Turiel tasks, and on the 10th task, you're doing the highest Slayer Master available to farm up Slayer points. It's a good method to get the Slayer points and get unlocks just like we've been doing, but Turiel skipping is where you're seeking out specific Slayer tasks. And if you don't get the task that you want, you come over to Aya. I keep saying Turiel skipping, but same NPC, same concept. You come to her here, Aya, and I believe you do 3 Aya tasks, Turiel tasks, and then you get to roll a new Slayer task. I haven't actually done any skipping before, so this is going to be the first time. Well, it will be the first time, but I think we're going to continue boosting for now, because there's one more unlock I looked over, actually, and that is task storage. It is a whopping 1,000 points, though, so we're going to be boosting for quite a bit more. Aya just gave me another rat task. Now, previously in our 2 to 3 rat task, we've been doloing Scurius with Wait For It, our other account. This time around, though, I am just going to solo it because Wait For It has actually secured 3 Scurius spines already. Meanwhile, this account doesn't have any. I wonder if it was because of some kind of MVP system where the MVP got the spine, because this account has missed out on the spine 3 or 4 times now. So we're just going to go ahead and try to get it solo. Back at Demonics, thanks to another Turiel task. Aya task, you get my point. As we continue to work on our Slayer levels here, I just want to talk about my experiences working on early mid-game Slayer levels. And for whatever reason, I guess I'm just at common spots naturally doing Slayer, such as the catacombs and whatnot. But I seem to run into a lot of negative experiences with people. I swear I'm just minding my own business. For example, right now, I'm coexisting with this guy. We're both just meleeing hellhounds. We're not imposing on each other or whatever. But I mean, just 10 minutes ago, there was a different guy here. And we were sharing this location for like 10 minutes. And, like I wasn't tagging his hellhounds. He wasn't tagging mine. I was like working on 2 or 3. He was working on 2 or 3. And then 10 minutes later, he just goes, thanks for crashing. And like, he's like all passive aggressive and stuff. And then he leaves. So I'm like, whatever. But that's just one such story. Earlier today, there was this guy that, started accusing me of buying my Infernal Cape or whatever, and he was like projecting a whole lot of things. He was being like oddly specific, talking about how, like, does your wife know that you spent $100 buying an Infernal Cape and stuff like that. And I swear I'm just minding my own business. I don't know what it is. And it could be anecdotal, but I always get these negative interactions when I'm doing mid-game content. For example, at Crabs, like a few videos back when I was working on Fasani's Nightmare and I was training up my combat stats on this account at Crabs, there was just like people crashing, people like trolling. I don't know. I truly don't know what's going on. It's a pretty big goal. 1,000 points is a lot of points, and that is a lot of Turiel boosting. So I don't know if we're realistically going to achieve that. But that's only a side goal. Our main goal right now is to get Greater Demons and Black Demon stats. So when I get enough points, a decent amount of points, I'm going to start Turiel skipping instead. Now, I previously already explained the difference between boosting and skipping. But yeah, we're going to be hunting the Greater Demons and Black Demons tasks when it comes down to it. Back at Scurious once again, hoping to get a Scurious Spine. And it's crept up on us as we've exclusively done Melee Slayer thus far. But we are only 24k or just under 24k strength EXP away from 99. Will we hit 99 during the Scurious task? I'm not too sure, but we're getting close. In a couple of scythe swings here, we're gonna reach 99 strength. Honestly, out of all the things we've already done on this account, being 50 defense and all, it's kind of funny that we're gonna end up getting max strength levels at a boss like Scurious. Well, a little bit anticlimactic. I thought it was going to be on this kill, but it's going to be the next one. Here we go, hopping into Scurious's lair. How many swings? 1 swing, 2 swings, surely final swing here. There we go, 99 strength. We can go and claim our strength cape, I believe, in the Warriors Guild. We're going to finish up this rat task first though, of course. So 99 strength is actually our first combat 99. Not even hit points is at 99 yet. And I feel like traditionally an Ironman might get 99 range first, especially if they go the Bofa route. But this account is unique in that way. We took a different approach, and of course it has the help of, wait for it, our maxed account. So we managed to get 99 strength first. Oh, and I guess it is worthwhile to mention that this is the third 99 on the account. First was fire making, followed up by farming, and then now finally 99 strength. Without looking it up, I do believe you claimed the strength cape in the Warriors Guild. I know for a fact the attack cape is in here, but I'm a little unsure about the strength cape. Yeah, this guy is the one with the attack cape. I want to say the strength cape guy is upstairs. Here we are through this heavy door. You actually gain strength EXP by pushing that door open. Huh, just realized. Anyways, yeah. How do you pronounce Yadik? Yadik Strong Arm. I'd like to speak to you. May I buy a skill cape of strength, please? Of course, 99k. There we go. Well, our Infernal Cape's a little bit cooler, but let's put on the Strength Cape. Sweet.